What's up, my peeps? So, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday, which means that it is now time for the Hell in a Cell 2014 prediction game video. And in this video, I'll be going over all of my predictions for all the matches on the card, including the two Hell in a Cell matches, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, which you're watching a simulation of right now, as well as John Cena versus Randy Orton. Now, as always, I encourage you guys to participate in the prediction game by leaving your predictions for the matches in the comments section below. Now, for the last couple of pay-per-views, nobody in the comment section has managed to get all the matches right. I haven't either. I haven't been doing too well as far as, my predictions being correct the last, I think, 2 or 3 pay-per-views. I know Night of Champions, I didn't do too well. Same with SummerSlam, and lately I just haven't been, predicting all the matches right as much as I have in the past. So I'm hoping this time around, Hell in a Cell, I get all of my predictions right. I'm feeling pretty confident with this one. I think this time around the card is a bit easier to predict than, let's say, Night of Champions or SummerSlam. But at the same time, there's always that possibility that there could be some surprises or some unexpected victories, so you can never be too sure. And also, something to keep in mind, this is actually the first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view without a WWE Championship matchup, or, it's now known as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ever since the first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view got introduced back in 2009, there's always been a WWE Championship match. But now, the 2014 Hell in a Cell show does not have a title match. Brock Lesnar, the champion, is not defending the title, but there is a #1 contenders match, of course, in John Cena versus Randy. And also, I think we've got a heck of a main event in Ambrose versus Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. I'm really looking forward to that match, and I think that could very well be the match of the night. And also, going back to the whole title match situation, despite the WWE title not being defended, every single other championship is on the line. So it's almost like Night of Champions, except, the major championship is not on the line. But the US Championship's on the line, it's Sheamus versus The Miz. IC Championship, it's Dolph versus Cesaro. The Divas Championship, AJ versus Paige, and tag team titles are also on the line in the Usos versus Stardust and Goldust in a rematch from Night of Champions. And even when it comes to the World Heavyweight Championship, while it's not on the line in the matchup, we're still going to find out who's going to be challenging for it next in the John Cena versus Randy Orton match inside Hell in a Cell, because of course they did announce that the winner of that match would be getting the next title shot against Brock Lesnar. So anyways, with that all aside, let's get started with the predictions. First off, the kickoff this time around, it's not a matchup, at least, there's been no match announced so far, but they have announced that there's going to be a Miz TV segment, or actually a Mizdow TV segment, that's right. Damon Mizdow is going to be hosting Miz TV, or Mizdow TV, however you want to call it, and his special guest is going to be The Miz. So this is going to be the second pay-per-view in a row where the kickoff features a segment, a show, seeing as how Night of Champions, they had the return of Christian, and he hosted the Peep Show with Chris Jericho as a special guest. This time around, Damon Mizdow with Mizdow TV, special guest, The Miz. I'm looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Damon Sandow, and I'm a big fan of Damon Mizdow. He's really good at what he does. And he's just been really funny, and he's been great as Mizdow, as the Miz's stunt double. I love how he just imitates and copies everything the Miz does, from when the Miz talks, and when the Miz is in the ring, he's locking in a headlock. Mizdow's on the outside doing the same thing. He's selling like the Miz. I think it's great. So I'm going to be looking forward to that, just like I was looking forward to the Peep Show with Chris Jericho as a special guest. So, after the kickoff, now when it comes to the main show, let's start off with the Tag Team Championship rematch. It's going to be the new WWE Tag Team Champions, Goldust and Stardust, facing off against the former Tag Team Champions, the Usos. I think we might actually see this match kick off the show just like they did at Night of Champions. So maybe that's going to open up the show, or maybe like the IC Championship match or something like that. But anyways, in regards to my prediction and which team I think is going to win the match, I think Goldust and Stardust are going to retain the tag team titles here. I mean, they just recently won the tag team titles from the Usos at the last show at Night of Champions. So I think it's too soon for the Usos, for Goldust and Stardust to lose the tag team titles. And like I said before in my previous prediction game videos, when it comes to the Usos and them as tag team champions, they pretty much faced off and defended their titles when they were the tag champs against really all the teams there was for the Usos to face. Or at least all the heel tag teams. And even then, they faced off against some of the face tag teams and defended their titles against them, like the Los Matadores. But I really feel like Goldust and Stardust are just starting off as tag team champions, and they're not going to be losing the titles anytime soon. So, moving on, then you've got the Divas Championship match, AJ Lee versus Paige. So, you know, this storyline between the two, I feel is really like the Christian and Randy Orton storyline that they had back in 2011 or 2010. I think it was 2011 when Christian had just recently won the World Heavyweight Championship, and then Randy challenged him the night after, won the title off of him, and then a couple pay-per-views afterwards, Christian turns heel and he takes the title away from Randy, but then Randy wins it back. I think it's going to be the same thing here, where Paige, you know, she won the Divas Championship for the very first time, and then AJ wins the title off of her once she comes back, the night she comes back, and then Paige acts like she's AJ's friend, but then eventually she turns heel after not being able to take the title away from AJ, so then she wins the title back, but then AJ wins the championship back also. So, as you can see, you know, I think this feud is like the Divas version of the Randy and Christian feud back in 2011. And just like that feud, I think it's going to end with the face winning back the championship, or in this case, holding on to the championship. So, I think AJ Lee is going to beat Paige and retain her Divas Championship at Hell in a Cell. Afterwards, we've got Sheamus versus The Miz for the United States Championship. So, the last show, The Miz was challenging for the Intercontinental Championship back at Night of Champions, and now this time around, he's challenging for the US title. And he actually won the IC Championship back at Night of Champions, but of course he lost it the night after on Raw. Now, when it comes to The Miz and his chances at winning the United States Championship from Sheamus, I think his chances aren't that likely, so I'm gonna go with Sheamus retaining the United States Championship and beating The Miz this Sunday. After that, you've got an Intercontinental Championship match, actually a 2 out of 3 falls Intercontinental Championship match, which I'm really looking forward to. Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro. So just like The Miz, Cesaro previously challenged for Sheamus' United States Championship, and now he's going over and challenging Dolph Ziggler for his Intercontinental Championship. And just like The Miz, I don't think Cesaro is going to pull it off. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to retain the IC Championship, and also think this is going to be a pretty good matchup. And after that, we've got Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella, and there's a stipulation in this match where the loser has to be the personal assistant of the winner of the match for a month. And if the loser does not comply, does not agree to these rules, or agree to be the personal assistant of the winner, then that person gets fired. So when it comes to the winner of this match, I think it's going to be Nikki Bella. Now, moving on, you've got Rusev versus The Big Show. And when it comes to Rusev right now, I just don't see him losing to any one of his opponents anytime soon, especially when it's a match that's decided via pinfall or submission. Maybe if it was like a ladder match or something like that, or a match where, you know, the loser doesn't lose by pinfall or submission, but this is a, you know, one fall matchup. So I'm going to go with Rusev picking up the win here. And then when it comes to the Hell in a Cell match between John Cena and Randy Orton for a future title shot against Brock Lesnar, I'm going to go with John Cena on that one. And for the other Hell in a Cell match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, the one I'm looking forward to the most, I'm gonna go with the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, winning that match. So, that's it for my quick predictions. Now it's time for you guys to leave me your predictions in the comments section below. I'll list all the matches in the description box so you guys can easily give me your predictions. Also, I'll be posting up simulations of all the other matches with more detailed predictions, so you can check that out as well. And I want to ask you guys a bonus question. Which match do you think will close out the show? Is it going to be John Cena versus Randy or Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins? Let me know along with your predictions in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you can click that like button, and I'm out. See ya.